That night, 5 Crip hoods were all hit simultaneously.
5 hoods got hit simultaneously, bro. This is Santa Claus. How you 5 places at one time? Your Jimmy gang, man. Welcome back. Listen, bro. We got a good one for you today, gang. We reacting to a story of a blood. He killed a Crip every Christmas. The story of OG Santa Claus, aka Santa Claus. We about to get right to it. We ain't gonna waste too much time, man. Hope you got your snacks and your smokes. Let's go.
Welcome to Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the life of Santa Claus, Alberto Von Cotto.
Santa Claus is a crazy name for a gang member. Like, Santa Claus is supposed to be pleasant, like bringing you presents, like riding on a sleigh and Rudolph the Red, you know what I'm saying? Not a gang member.
Also known as Santa Claus, was a second-generation member of the Rolling 20 neighborhood Bloods. During the 1950s and 60s, a gang called Blood Alley existed on Cordova Street, near where the Santa Monica Freeway is today. In the early 1970s, as Blood Alley began to fade away, the youths from this neighborhood continued the Blood identity. In 1971, they began with the name In Hood. They added the Rolling 20s between 1975 and 1977. At some point between 1977 and 19...
So in LA, the Rolling neighborhood, I know they got the Rolling Crips, you know what I'm saying? Obviously Rolling 60, Rolling 30, Rolling 40s, you know what I mean? We know a lot about them, we hear about them. But obviously they got neighborhood blood sets too.
1979, they added blood to their name. In the 70s, they had 2 main cliques, 25th and 27th Street. Originally being the Vermont Villain Boys, the 29th Street clique was formed on the south end of the neighborhood towards Jefferson. Santa Claus got initiated into the Rolling 20s when he was only 16 years old. From the start, he was determined to display that he was the ultimate gangster and to position the Rolling 20s to be a top blood neighborhood across LA County. As a teenager, his gangbanging was bold and came with no fear. At 17, Santa Claus would be flamed up wherever he went. Red house shoes, red rags, and chucks with red laces. On a few occasions, it's open to
typical uniform, typical pimpin' red suit uniform.
It would backfire on him. One day, Santa Claus went head up and fought 6'5" Deuce Hovers outside the swimming pool at Expo Park. He got packed out, but it showcased how fearless and frontline he was. It's no one Santa Claus hated more than the Harlem Crips, who were the 20s' lifelong foe and primary rival, located just south of them. His ill feelings and hatred toward the Harlems would be expressed on many occasions. Allegedly, Santa Claus deboed members of their gang so many times that he was the sole reason they began to start using guns. When gunplay came into effect,
he was the sole reason that they started using guns. So before this, it was hand-to-hand combat. Maybe a knife get pulled out here and there. But after this, guns.
Santa Claus would pay a visit to a rival Crip's home each Christmas and kill them. But this terror inflicted...
You hear that?
Santa Claus would pay a visit to a rival Crip's home each Christmas and kill them. But this terror...
Like, damn, talk about a Christmas nightmare, nigga.
...by Santa Claus was year-round, not just on Christmas. And it wasn't one-sided. One night in 1981, the Harlem Crips caught Santa Claus sipping walking home from his girlfriend's house. They got up on him and shot him at point-blank range. They left him in the alley thinking he was dead. But he survived and shocked his enemies 1 week later by walking down Exposition, which is in his enemy's territory, wearing a red rag over his head. As his reputation grew, his name became feared among hoods across South Central. By the mid-80s, Santa Claus was a respected OG and a shot caller who was directing play calls. At that point, the war with the Harlem 30s was ongoing and only seemed to be intensifying. Santa Claus thought it would be a good strategy to change war tactics. At that time, the Rolling 30's closest ally was the Rolling 60 Crips. During the mid-80s, plenty of Crip factions were clicking up due to the rising Crip-on-Crip violence under Santa Claus's leadership.
It do seem like that in LA, like the low. My fault, bro. I'm getting over a cold plus the. It do seem like that. I ain't gonna cap. It do seem like that in LA, bro. The Lokes be beefing with the Lokes more than they beef with the red. Like, so it's like blue on blue, red on red, and then whatever else in the middle, whatever block you on, be beefing with each other too. It's a little different. You know, in New York, we just got nothing but street gangs. We still got Bloods and Crips and all that, but those not like the gangs that's really like beefing, running shit and all that. It's the street gangs, you know what I'm saying?
The 20s decided to conduct a kill mission dressed in all blue. Their target location was the intersection of Dinker and Jefferson Boulevard, a rolling 30 stronghold, but a location that was openly visible. As the 20s approached Dinker, they spotted a group of Harlem 30s in clear view. The faces of the Harlem 30s were confused. One of the 20s then yelled out, "West Side 60 Crip." The 20s then began to let off.
This nigga sound funny as hell, trying to sound gangster.
The 20s then yelled out, "West Side 60 Crip."
Is that really what he said, gangster?
20s then began to let off numerous shots in rapid succession. As the third target was shot and dropped, the 20s sped away and returned to their safe haven. Mission accomplished. Casualties on both sides continued. In the early 1980s, the Rolling 20 Bloods had 3 cliques: 25th Street, 27th Street, and 29th Street. The Harlem 30s also had 3 cliques at that time: the Dinkers, the Avenues, and the 39th Street faction.
They had some baddies with them too. Well, you know, mean some females. I don't know how old they is, but they had some girls with them. Listen, it ain't a gang if we ain't got no females. It ain't a gang if we ain't got no females riding with us too. Like, you gotta have some baddies in the crew.
At that time, Santa Claus and OG Head were key in expanding the Rolling 20s by securing turf by enlisting the 2nd Avenue gangsters to become a part of the Rolling 20 Bloods. The avenues were named for the streets between Arlington and Crenshaw Boulevard. The Rolling 30s and the Rolling 60s also had cliques of the same name at that time. In 1985, Santa Claus called a hood meeting for all cliques at Lauren Miller Park to officially establish that the 2nd Avenues are a legitimate clique. The 2nd Avenues arrived shortly after, and everyone began to celebrate. The 20s had now expanded to 4 cliques and were elevating their status as a premier blood gang.
They was building their numbers, bro. I ain't gonna lie. They squadding up. 4 cliques? How many members?
LA County. In doing so, the Rolling 20 Bloods expanded land area to having arguably the largest blood gang territory in Los Angeles. Their neighborhood not only covered the West Adams area from Vermont to Crenshaw, but now extended north passing Washington, Venice Boulevard, and Pico between Crenshaw and Western Avenue. But their celebration was being watched. Not long into the meeting, groups of Harlem Crips descended into their neighborhood and started attacking both sides of their park.
See, that's the thing, bro. I be wondering, LA, because I know they be having like the hood days in LA. Like, in LA, when it's hood day, do y'all just got like niggas lined up as security? Like, do y'all got like certain soldiers that's just lined up as security, securing the area to make sure y'all can enjoy the hood day? Or is it like a ceasefire? Like on hood day, nobody getting popped. Like, we be like, yo, it's hood day. So y'all can enjoy y'all hood day and we enjoy our hood day. We not going, you know what I'm saying? No static on that day. I feel like we used to do that in the Bronx. Like we never would like violate on they block party day. Like, cause every project's got a block party day. And when it's they block party day, we wouldn't like violate their drink. We want to be able to enjoy ours. We want to be able to have our mothers, kids, aunties, everybody, uncles out there celebrating the hood day. So you don't want the hood day to get popped up. Like, you know what I mean?
And them in. Santa Claus immediately sprinted toward the east end of the park in an attempt to combat the attack. Once in range.
If y'all haven't seen my block hood day, go to my channel, go to my vlog. It's called Welcome to My Hood. Welcome to My Hood. Search that in on my channel, you're gonna find it. I got a vlog on my hood day.
Santa Claus extended his right arm and fired 3 shots at his enemies. 1 Crip down. Santa Claus fired 2 more shots. Another Crip down. The Harlem's attack had backfired on them. They picked the
Damn, he just took 2 niggas out? Niggas Santa Claus, OG Santa Claus? OG Santa Claus? Goddamn!
In an attempt to combat the attack. Once in range, Santa Claus extended his right arm and fired 3 shots at his enemies. 1 Crip down. Santa Claus fired 2 more shots. Another Crip down. The Harlem's attack had backfired on them. They picked the injured homies up and threw them in the car and quickly...
Nah, Santa Claus was a savage, bruh. Nigga hopped out, fired 3 shots, took 2 damn, Santa Claus.
Sped away. As the South End war front heightened against the Harlem Crips, the 27th, 25th, and 29th Street clique launched attacks that extended beyond their enemy's main base of operation. Several Crip factions began to click up to slow down the 20s' offensive attacks. On the west side, the Harlems clicked up with the 60s, and in the deep west, the Harlem 30s could be seen kicking it with the Showline Crips at Venice Beach. So one day, Santa Claus ordered a few carloads of 20 members to slide into Showline territory in hopes of finding some Rolling 30s. When they arrived, their hopes came into fruition. as they spotted Harlem 30s on the Venice boardwalk.
Yo, I didn't even know Venice Beach. I was just on Venice Beach, living my life. I didn't even know it'd be turning up like that on Venice Beach, gang.
Both equal in numbers, the collision escalated into a large-scale gang fight. Law enforcement arrived deep shortly after, and many were arrested from both sides that day. Meanwhile, back on the home front, the 20s struck back at the Harlem 30s on a personal level. Both sides knew each other by names and knew where each other lived. Santa Claus started to target the home tactic, and many homes were hit, including the home of a high-ranking OG from Harlem.
Nah, this nigga Santa Claus is wild, boy. Is he the only shooter on their side, bro? This nigga hitting everything. Everything. This nigga clipping wings, bro. This nigga ran down on their crib, nigga, they home, where they family stay, eat every meal, go to sleep at night. Nigga Santa Claus is devilish, gang.
One night, the OG threw a party for his Harlem homies. As the party was going, Santa Claus bust down the door and began shooting at everyone in the party. Multiple Harlem members wound up dead that night. Word began to spread quickly of Santa Claus's actions, and people were beginning to think he was untouchable. Santa Claus would spend a good portion of the next 7 years in prison. Santa Claus was released from prison in 1992. As a welcome home gift, members of the 20s laced him up with plenty of dope and cash. Shortly after being fresh out, Santa Claus took command of the war campaign against the schoolyard Crips. The schoolyard Crips were the 20s' hated enemy to the west. Skirmishes on their border of Crenshaw occurred frequently. During that time, Santa Claus found a girlfriend on Bronson Avenue. She mirrored his gangster ways, selling dope out of her one-bedroom apartment and carrying a pair of twin .380 chrome pistols.
Listen, back in the day, that .380 was like the known gun of a drug dealer. Like, if you was the Bonnie to a nigga Clyde, yeah, you gotta have that little chrome little 25 or .380. That's a fact. I remember those days. I was a youngin'. Like, my first little pistol was a little 25, a deuce or a 25, a little silver joint, pearl handle. We all know that gun. We all had it in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. She had them. She had twin .380s, boy. Twin of them. Two hand popping up. On her little JoJo. Remember little JoJo from Chicago, how he used to be? R.I.P. that nigga.
But on January 13th, 1993, the gang world was shocked when they discovered Santa Claus had been murdered. The 20s instantly pointed the finger at the schoolyard Crips. By nightfall, all cliques of the Rolling Twins gathered at the headquarters, Lauren Miller Park, to discuss a revenge plan. That night, 5 Crip hoods were all hit simultaneously. The Harlem Crips, the Schoolyard Crips, the West Boulevard Crips, the Rolling 40 Crips, and the 5-5
He said they all got hit? Oh, the 5-5s?
Crips.
Bro, the 5-5 Crip? Nah, my nigga, yo, they slid on Crip Mac? You mean to tell me they slid on baby Crip Mac? Like, this is when my nigga Crip Mac was out here. He locked up right now. Free that man, but yeah.
Crips, the West Boulevard.
Look. He slid on all of these niggas.
Lauren Miller Park to discuss a revenge plan.
Look.
That night, 5 Crip hoods were all hit simultaneously.
5 hoods got hit simultaneously, bro. This nigga Santa Claus. How you 5 places at one time? Excuse me. How you 5 places at one time, gang? This nigga Santa Claus.
The Harlem Crips, the Schoolyard Crips, the West Boulevard Crips, the Rolling 40 Crips, and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips.
5-5 Crip.
The message was sent clear that night that the Rolling Twins went in blood. The Harlem Crips and the Schoolyard Crips immediately struck back. The following night, the 20s ventured into the heart of the schoolyards and shot down 3 members, one of which was high-ranking. After 2 weeks of intense warfare, the Schoolyard Crips were ready to call a truce and firmly denied their involvement in the Santa Claus murder. But the war against the Harlem Crips didn't stop, and the bodies began to...
Oh, shit. They bodied Santa Claus, and this was the get back? I'm dumb as shit, bro. Well, you better the way Santa Claus was out here putting in work, you better slide back for him. My bad. We got to go back right here, gang. My fault, gang.
Me to the west. Skirmishes on their border of Crenshaw occurred frequently. During that time, Santa Claus found a girlfriend on Bronson Avenue. She mirrored his gangster ways, selling dope out of her one-bedroom apartment and carrying a pair of twin .380 chrome pistols. But on January 13th, 1993, the gang world was shocked when they discovered Santa Claus had been murdered. The 20s instantly pointed the finger at the schoolyard Crips.
Oh, that's on schoolyard Crips. That's nigga Blueface, nigga. That's Blueface, bro. So Blueface homies took out Santa Claus. Damn, now them schoolyard niggas got a history. Got their whole schoolyard or SYC. That nigga, listen, that's Blueface. That's Blueface. That's how he be talking, gang. Damn, long live Santa Claus, bro. Santa Claus got taken out in this moment, gang.
By nightfall, all cliques of the Rolling Twins gathered at the headquarters, Lauren Miller Park, to discuss a revenge plan. That night, 5 Crip hoods were all hit simultaneously.
So yeah, they got back. 5 Crip hoods got hit simultaneously behind Santa Claus. Behind Santa Claus' name, nigga. Y'all thought, listen, I'm just reacting to the video. I'm a little too hyped about it. I know I'm just reacting to the video. But I ain't gonna lie, he was a demon. You want his niggas to slide for him after that, bro. The way this nigga was slipping, sliding, and skiing through niggas' hoods, nigga. When he go down, nigga, I'm boosting the murder rate. Nigga, the murder rate gotta go up behind that, bruh. Come on, that's Santa Claus. OG Santa Claus. What you thought?
Crips, the Schoolyard Crips, the West Boulevard Crips, the Rolling 40 Crips, and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips. The message was sent clear that night that the Rolling 20s went in blood. The Harlem Crips and the Schoolyard Crips immediately struck back. The following night, the 20s ventured into the heart of the schoolyards and shot down 3 members, one of which was high-ranking. After 2 weeks of intense warfare, the Schoolyard Crips are ready to call a truce and firmly denied
SYC
involvement in the Santa Claus murder. But the war against the Harlem Crips didn't stop, and the bodies began to pile up. The 20s also struck at the Rolling 40s hard in the corner of Vermont and Vernon, and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips got hit with a 50-shot Uzi. During the bloody aftermath of Santa Claus'
50-shot Uzi
death, the 20s wanted to show hoods across LA just how much muscle they had, and willed to declare war on 5 Crip hoods at the same time. When Santa Claus's killer was finally revealed, many were left shocked and confused. The killer was not a gang member or even an affiliate, but a low-level weed dealer from Jamaica. Santa Claus supposedly robbed a Jamaican because he was pushing in his neighborhood. Young gunners canvassed the streets for nights on end searching for the killer.
Wow, a young dude from Jamaica who Santa Claus robbed. Santa Claus robbed a nigga. And I guess he came back up pipe. He wasn't playing, nigga. But listen, you don't play with no Jamaicans, nigga. Don't play with no Haitians. Don't play with no Jamaicans. Don't play with no Dominicans. Don't play with us people that got Caribbean blood. I'm telling you that right now, gang. We not going. We not going. Especially Haitian, nigga. Come on, bruh. 1804, nigga. We was the first ones to rebel. Like, don't play with Caribbean people, bro. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to you. I ain't gonna lie. We come for peace and prosperity, but it's gonna happen to you.
But he had disappeared, some believe out of state. The 20s' revenge was denied. Santa Claus left a reputation and legacy, and to this day, Santa Claus goes down as one of the top 10 blood riders in LA history.
So look, they banged on 5 Crip hoods. Mind you, it wasn't even none of them Crip hoods that killed Santa Claus like that. So y'all just started a whole nother war. Y'all about to lose some more people behind some shit. But it be like that though. You just gotta strike back. You ain't really worried about, oh, who did it? I think they did it. We on their ass. So I get it. Long live Santa Claus, man. Long live everybody who lost their life in this story. You know what I'm saying? Love and condolences to everybody that lost their life during this story. Sending healing energy to their families. This was a while ago, though. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that was a crazy story, bro. OG Santa Claus, man. Let me know what y'all thought about that in the comments, bro. And if y'all want me to react to something like this in the future, y'all like the reaction, tap in, drop reaction requests for me in the comments, and I'm on that, you heard? Jimmy Gang, I'm off this nasty. I'll see y'all in the next one.